Welcome back, folks. Today's musings are about a book called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. I'm going to keep coming back to this book, but just to start off with, their main sort of output is a levels of human consciousness chart. So I'm going to read out a few excerpts from chapter 4, page 97 of the physical book. We have adopted the following classification of these energy fields so as to be easily comprehensible as well as clinically and subjectively accurate. It is very important to remember that the calibration figures do not represent an arithmetic but a logarithmic progression. So, thus, the level 300 is not twice the amplitude of 150, it is 300 to the 10th power. So, it's pretty big. Okay. The ways the levels of human consciousness express themselves are profound and far reaching. Their effects are both gross and subtle. All levels below 200 are destructive of life in both the individual and society at large. In contrast, all levels above 200 are constructive expressions of power. So he distinguishes between force and power. Interesting classification. And there's also an assumption here that your emotions, human emotions, have correlates in, well, for the lack of a better term, is prana. It's basically energy, but like esoteric energy or life force energy. I tend to believe in it, and I'm getting more and more towards that particular belief. But it's interesting. Okay, so the decisive level of 200 is the fulcrum that divides the general areas of force or falsehood from power or truth. And power attracts, and with force, you need to exert a lot of force, exert a lot of effort in order to get things done. With power, it kind of happens on its own. So if you're vibrating at a higher level of human emotion, then things are faster for you. To me personally, it really helped me understand the whole manifestation talk, because some of those talks they're not really grounded. And it was just, there was no there. And this sort of gives me a there. In describing the emotional correlates of energy fields of consciousness, it is well to remember that they are rarely manifested as pure states in an individual. So, nobody's emitting the one pure state at any given time. A person may operate on one level in a given area of life and on quite a different level in another area of life. An individual's overall level of consciousness is the sum total that that all of these various levels emit. So I'm going to read out the levels to you from the bottom is log 20, right? So that level is shame. Then we get to guilt, which is better than shame, which is log 30. Then we get to apathy, which is better than guilt, which is 50. Grief, which is better than apathy. Fear, which is better than grief. Desire, which is better than, well, fear. Anger, which is better than desire. Pride, which is better than anger. And neutrality. Now, neutrality is obviously better than all of the things I said before. And it is the way when we start making the shift. So if you are in like a personal development journey, if you can stay neutral most of the time, and there are various ways to do that. Some appeal to others, some don't. But in my experience, you need to constantly keep doing something for like 3 to 6 months in order to change your default. Anyway, willingness is at log 310, better than neutrality. Acceptance, better than willingness. Reason, better than acceptance. Reason's pretty up. Love, better than reason. Joy, better than love. Peace, better than joy. And then, of course, top is enlightenment. It goes from level 20 to level 1000. Check this out. It's pretty good, right? So if you are at shame, your life view is miserable. If you are at guilt, your life view is evil. If you are at apathy, your life view is hopelessness. At grief, your life view is tragic. At fear, life view is frightening. At at desire, life view is disappointing. At anger, life view is antagonistic. But do remember, anger is still better than desire, still better than grief. At pride, the life view is demanding, still better than anger. At neutrality, the life view is satisfactory. People kind of tend to get like settled at this level and they keep falling down, keep going up. At willingness, your life view is hopeful. At acceptance, life view is harmonious. At reason, the life view is meaningful. At joy, at love, your life view is benign. At joy, your life view is complete. At peace, the life view is perfect, and I'm not sure what that means. And at enlightenment, your life view is just is. Again, I'm not sure what that means. So this is pretty interesting. I'm going to keep coming back to this map of consciousness in Power versus Force, David Hawkins. Thank you. See you around.